Right, so this is my, I don't know, I guess like my first video back doing this. I've not made one of these road to sub 11s literally since like, honestly it's been since January maybe. Sorry, my window's open, I kind of want to close it now, but I've kind of started this, so I'm just going to have to leave it open. But yeah, I've just kind of sidetracked it. But yeah, first video of this kind of format since January, so I've just kind of included some of the January sprints to start. We might as well just kind of make it like a, I guess like a full year kind of progression slash kind of explaining what happened. Like I was originally supposed to upload one of these. I was going to upload it in, I think in like April or something, but I just kind of got sidetracked with uni basically. Got kind of caught up with that and didn't end up getting around to it. And then like even so, I think as well, like I was kind of just running really bad, and I was kind of like, I don't know if scared's the right word to upload, but I was kind of like I don't know, just not like motivated to kind of upload it when it was just like going really bad. Like you can kind of see here, like I don't know what it was, but my sprints for some reason, especially like over 20 meters, like you'll see some of these were like 13.5 steps to 20 meters when I've done in the past, like, you know, like 13 step 20s and like 12 and a bit step 20s. So like for some reason my kind of like frequency maybe increased a little bit, but my length kind of decreased, which definitely kind of hurt me a lot. I think it was because, so last year around about I'm pretty sure it was around about like November, like the start of November, I kind of like tweaked my hamstring, and I think I had like 2 or 3 weeks off because of that. And then I think coming back into kind of like training in the cold when my kind of performance is going to kind of drop because of the cold anyway, I don't think that helped with that. I think that possibly could have been the root cause. There's maybe like other things I can think of as well, but roughly I think, or like maybe that's what I think could have been the case, but I've honestly got no idea. So yeah, you can kind of see then going into kind of April, I did a lot more kind of resisted sprints, some hill sprints, and I was kind of like sprinting decently well. I mean, still kind of like miles away, but I was getting kind of faster as the year went on. Did a little kind of 100 meters with my friends as well, which was quite fun. But then, so you'll see later on in the video, I'll just kind of like spoiler alert now, but basically I pulled my hamstring in May. I was doing some, like I got into kind of like a habit of doing like these run outs after resisted sprints. So like after I'd done the resisted, I would go and do a no resistance sprint over maybe like, well, you'll kind of see here I did the resisted 20, then I did a non-resisted 20 after that as well. I was doing that because I saw research said that you're kind of supposed to do that. I'm pretty sure the research did look at like just doing like a 10 meter acceleration and not like a full 20, and I was doing kind of the full 20, full 25 afterwards. So I'm not sure if that maybe contributed to what happened, but basically I pulled my hamstring. You know, I pulled it like many times last year. I think a lot of the times last year was just because I was kind of being a jackass really, and like even this time I can still kind of link it back to that. So like in the run up to this, I had knee pain. I'll kind of give you the whole kind of rundown on why I think I kind of pulled my hamstring. So I had knee pain because basically, you know, when the kind of sun comes, the better weather comes, I tend to kind of start to over jump and become kind of complacent, because over the winter it's a lot harder to kind of get the jumps in. So I maybe feel like I'm like compensating for kind of like the lack of jumps maybe done in the winter. So I got knee pain in my left knee, but I still kind of like I always have this thing where it's like if I'm kind of training for something, so at the time I was training for dunk camp, and if I'm kind of training for something, I want to kind of try and execute the training as like as good as I can, as flawless. I don't want to like miss any sessions out or kind of like do anything like that. So like anytime I do get a bit of knee pain, I'm like, right, I can just kind of like train through this and like just not go too crazy. That's what I was trying to do, and it just kind of was not working really. So I ended up doing more like right leg jumps. Like I did some right leg long jumps, and on the Monday before this session I did some 5-step right leg long jumps. I think I did about between 5 and 10 of those, and then I mean it just did not help me out a bit. I pulled my hamstring. I'm pretty sure it was just because I added in those extra kind of like 10, like I don't know, it was like 5-step kind of sprints to do the long jump. But I think that's kind of what probably impacted on it. There was maybe kind of other factors, I mean there always is, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of like the reason why that happened. And then after that I was kind of like very hesitant for like a few months after the injury. Like you can kind of see here from basically, it was like May the 12th, I remember the day, it was like 5 days before my birthday. I literally kind of pulled my hamstring and had like it was a weird birthday because it's like, you know, you have that kind of the injury blues, you know, you're kind of down because you've been injured, and it was my birthday as well, and it was just kind of a strange birthday, but I mean, but it is what it is, you know, like it happens if you're kind of pushing hard, training hard. Injury is like almost inevitable really, so that's kind of, I don't know, just kind of a fact of training. But yeah, so then after that, so it was the 12th of May until, like, I spent a good few months trying to kind of like get back to it, but I just couldn't, like my mind just was kind of too, it was just not really in the right place to really kind of get back to it. I think as well, like I lost a bit of flexibility in my left hamstring. That's always the one that pulls, because since I do like a lot of jumping off my left leg with it, it's kind of like more susceptible to like getting pulled, I guess, getting kind of like injured. So that's not good, but as I say, hopefully now I'm on kind of the upward. I mean, I'm pretty sure I am on the kind of upward trajectory, but I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, so from May until around about August is kind of how long I was like not really sprinting maximally, and kind of just didn't really have the confidence to sprint maximally. So it was around about July that I said to my coach, like the start of July, maybe the end of June, start of July, I said to my coach, I was like, I don't think I can kind of do sprints right now, because like I just kind of don't have the confidence really to kind of push them. And if I've not got the confidence to push them, then it's just kind of like, I feel like it's possibly even counterproductive, because it's like I'm not even getting kind of the stimulus we want to, and there's no point in kind of wasting that on just kind of like sub-maximal kind of sprints. So then after about a month I said, right, I think I'm kind of ready to do them again. So I told my coach, told John, he kind of gave me the go ahead. We did a lot of kind of resisted and hill sprints, and I think those definitely helped with confidence, especially kind of the resisted sprints, because it's kind of like, I feel like you can kind of push hard on those, because it's like, I feel like injury is less likely. I mean, that's just kind of my thoughts on it, and you know, like placebo effects and all that probably help out with that. But I kind of just felt a lot more confident pushing hard on the sled compared to kind of the regular sprints. And even at this point, I was still kind of like scared to push the regular sprints, but with the resistance, I was like completely fine. So I ran this decent 35 meters here. I was quite happy with that, and then after that, like I was still kind of just not running times that I wanted to run. Like this was like now going into like September, I was still kind of running slow. I think I was like more chopping my strides. Like even though the injury happened back in May, still in September I was kind of like, it was something in the back of my mind that I'm like, I really don't want this to happen again, and it was still kind of like hampering my performance a bit. So yeah, over September, you know, the sprints were getting gradually a little bit faster, but still just kind of like nowhere near kind of as confident to just kind of like I was confident to like gun it, but there was kind of still like almost a kind of like barrier where it's like you're not kind of getting past this point for whatever reason. Maybe someone knows, maybe there's like a reason behind it. I'm pretty sure there probably is, but that's just kind of like what I was feeling at this kind of time. And then after that, we decided to kind of, well, my coach decided to do some tempos. We did tempos throughout August and going into November as well. That's what I was trying to kind of think. But yeah, so we did tempos in October. Then in November we did kind of like just kind of jump training, really, like lots of kind of like hurdles, like kind of like low ground contact hops, stuff like that. And that was kind of a really good training cycle. It was like 2 months off kind of maximal sprinting. I think the 2 months honestly did me a world of good. You'll kind of see in a second how much the sprints have kind of progressed from what they kind of looked like at this point in September. Like even like I'm running faster than I was with this like massive headwind on this day, like indoors with like no wind at all. So like definitely seen some crazy improvements. I think mainly it's just been a thing of confidence, but I think as well, so one thing that happened was, I think there's like a little kind of note on it. I had like this like resisted sprint session where I implemented like relaxation, and I found like it really kind of improved my 40 meter time, like basically instantly. Like I was like really kind of like relaxed during it. I felt kind of like explosive but relaxed. It's hard to kind of describe, but I was kind of like working on trying to like implement it, and it like worked out somehow. So I was like super happy with that, and I think that's kind of helped with these sprints here, because I've managed to kind of further implement it, and I feel like it's definitely helped me. I think as well, like with the relaxation, I don't know if this is maybe a thing, but I feel like it's helped me lengthen my strides. So like this is like week 1 of the sprint float sprint, so this was like the end of November. We kind of went back into sprints again, and that was week 1 of this kind of training cycle that I've literally just kind of finished today. It's Friday the 17th of December. I've kind of just finished that kind of training cycle. But yeah, so I started with 49 steps to do a 90-meter sprint float sprint, and ended with 46.1 steps. So we've kind of managed to take away 3 steps and still kind of get like gotten like a lot faster, which is like very, very good. I'm very happy with that, and I think as well, like as I kind of get used to the amount of steps, maybe I can kind of like increase frequency or something. I feel like I've been talking for like so long, like I've literally not had a break. I'm gonna have to like watch this over to make sure I've not kind of rambled too much. I mean, I probably have, but it is what it is. But yeah, as you can see, I've got like the little note here. But yeah, 46.1 steps, and as I was kind of saying, I feel like the relaxation is the main thing that actually helped me kind of like get the steps, like lower the kind of amount of steps I was taking, because I feel like I've always kind of been someone that's maybe been too frequency dominant and too focused on that. But we're super happy. I mean, a 10 3 90 meters, like it was a sprint float sprint as well, so we had like the 25-meter float phase. Definitely think 11.3 should be like the kind of training 100-meter time at the moment. Possibly faster than that as well if we kind of factor in like I was like indoors. I was on a really good track indoors. It's like a Mondo track, so can maybe kind of like also kind of like give or take. But like on a kind of maybe a good windy day, like a good legal windy day outdoors when it's nice and sunny. In the summer, maybe like an 11 to training 100 or something, which would be super nice. But I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's been about it for the year. So you know, just it's been kind of a crazy topsy-turvy kind of year, but we managed to make it to the end, and we've managed to make some good progress, and I'm happy with how it's gone. So I just thought I'd kind of do this little update video now. So that's kind of really about it for the video. I mean, I think I've kind of touched all the bases I'm going to kind of watch this over again just to kind of make sure. But yeah, thank you for watching again. Maybe if people are returning, but yeah, thanks for watching.